On the next session of Get Caught in a Net.
Get caught in a net with ANet. For your mind, body, and soul. Get caught in a net with ANet. It's your intellectual radio show. Here to inspire you and encourage you to be your very best. Get caught in a net with ANet.
You are now tuned in to Mind, Body, and Soul with ANet, where your hosts, ANet Harris, analyze intriguing life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental illness? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need ANet? Well, keep listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology of the mind.
Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to another wonderful segment of Mind, Body, and Soul with ANet. I am your host, ANet Harris. I want to thank you in advance for watching and or listening and for joining us on today. Listen, let me get the house in order. There are a couple of different ways that you can listen to us on today. You can view us on Facebook, on my page, ANet Get Caught in a Net. Also, a shout out to Earl Winfrey over at Intellectual Radio, which is where Mind, Body, and Soul is housed. And you can listen to us on my YouTube channel, Get Caught in the Net. Also, I do have my Instagram live feed going, and you can hear us there as well. I am going to introduce my guest on today. I have Dr. Quandra Banks. Will be joining us. She's coming in from the virtual waiting room there. How are you doing on this wonderful afternoon?
Amazing. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're doing amazing. That's up there, good stuff. And I do see you guys coming in. So I do always ask when you do that, come on in, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you are watching us, go ahead and click that share button, throw up the hearts, the love, and the care button for us on today. We would really, really appreciate it. That way you're pushing this live feed out and letting others know that they can meet this wonderful woman of God on today. And come on and get caught in the net. Listen, I always start off with prayer. Lord, we thank you for all things. We thank you for what you've done. how you've done it. We thank you for all the great blessings and how you're showing yourself strong in us, oh God. Get the glory out of this segment. Everything we go to say and do, in Jesus' name we pray. And the opening scripture is the first part of Hosea 4:6, and it states, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee." And I always say, we do not want to be rejected by God. We want to attain as much knowledge as we can while we're here in this present world. There's so much work for us to do, guys. I'm telling you, here on this earth. And so we want to get everything that God has for us and to be able to give it out to others. So you see beautiful Dr. Quandra in the isn't she beautiful, guys? She's beautiful. And I just met her on today, and I can tell she's beautiful on the inside as well. So what I'm going to do right now is read a little bit of her bio on today so that I can introduce you and we can get right on into this interview. I have here Dr. Quandra Banks grew up in a little city by the name of Jefferson, Georgia, but now resides in the Atlanta-based area. She went viral, get this, guys. She went viral with over 10 million views, singing while grabbing the attention of Janet Jackson, The Shade Room, Tamela Mann, Eva Marcille, and many others. After experiencing death, it birthed an awakening that has allowed her to inspire people around the globe with vocals that commands any atmosphere. She is the recipient of several awards, but she remains humble and focused on creating music that inspires, impacts, and empowers. Oh my goodness. And I believe, is the latest single Turning Around for Me? Is that the latest project? Yes, 2022, Turning Around for Me. And you guys have got to hear that song. Listen, you got to hear it. But there are so many other awards. She has 2022, Thank You, Lord, another song, 2021, We Cry Out. Also in 2021, The Awakening, is that right? Okay. All right. Holy Night in 2021. She did a lot in 2021. Worthy in 2020. All right. And so, oh my goodness, I see a Black Soul Award here in 2022, a Global Humanitarian Award, Vocal Influencer of the Year. She was nominated Female Artist of the Year in 2022. And also in 2021, featured in Beauty and the Brains. There's so much more on this bio that this young woman has accomplished in so short a time. But God is working through her and he's blessing her. And I am honored to have her as my guest on today. So we're going to jump right in on today. And I see you guys coming in. I do. And I'm going to hop over here when I interact with you guys as I normally do. Make sure you guys click, tag. You can tag people into the comment section as well. That'll also push this out. I see you, Beatrice and Joe and Karen and who else is on here? Dr. Hill, thank you so much. All right, let me hop to my questions because I'm excited about my guest. I really am. I told her earlier, I said, you're doing a doggone thing. You're doing it. And you're going to hear why I say that. So let's see here. I read a little bit about you in your bio, but if you can tell us kind of in your own words, a little bit about Dr. Quandra. Give us a little background, a little history of you.
Well, I'm just someone who God has literally chosen, one of his very humble servant, just love inspiring people, love being who I am, who God has created me to be, love motivating people, love bringing people to Christ. That's what it's about. That's what my mission is about. That's what my assignments is about. So it's always giving honor to God and letting the world know what he has done and what he is still doing in our life. So, just me, just being who I am, the humbling one, the servant one, the willing one, somebody who you can literally look up to, the one that God has allowed my life to be an example for the world to learn from me, even through my mistakes, my failures, because one thing about it, I know when God is in us, He will never allow us to sit too long in our mess. So I'm very thankful and grateful for everything that God has done in my life and still doing in my life. And all the glory and the credit goes to him, every single last bit of it. So, you're just looking at someone who just want to do the will of God, not perfect, make mistakes. Literally, I'm relatable, but I'm different, have a very pure heart, very pure. I really truly believe in operating in purity because that is Christ. That's who he is. So how can we say that we love God whom we never saw before, but yet can't love our brethren and our sister, but yet do it with a loving and sincere heart? So that's who I am, just some servant who broadcasts who God is and how it all began in my life. So that's who I am.
I think I need to add to that preacher, because I heard it all in your voice.
Well, I am an ordained prophetess and minister. So, but like I tell people, I'm not big on titles. I just serve it. Just call me.
I know what I hear. I know what I hear when people talk. I know. I'm not calling myself no prophet or anything, but I know what I hear. And I said, you know what? She's not just a one who sings. I mean, she does it the whole gamut. But you heard what she said. She wants to make sure that she's doing what God tells her to do, and she wants to make sure she's in his will. And I believe you are. I believe you are. Oh my goodness. Dr. Odom, I don't know if you're watching or not, but thank you for reaching out to me to give have this doctor on my show as a guest. I tell you, this is tremendous. This is tremendous. All right, so I do want to tell you guys that if you have any comments or questions for my guest on today, please make sure you throw them into the comment section. As I stated, I will be engaging with you here online, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All right. So make sure you throw it in, and I'm sure you're probably already enjoying what you're hearing right now. So let's see here. Thank you for giving us a little bit of background about yourself. And I can hear the humility. I really can in your testimony, if you will. Now, I was doing a little bit of research on you and also looking in your bio. I want to move to, can you tell me about the over 10 million views and which video that was that you accumulated over 10 million views on? I believe I know which one it is, but let everyone know.
Everybody know. The video with me getting my hair done in the hair salon chair. But I actually went viral before that video. I went viral 2017, October the 29th. I was in my grandmother's house. I was actually living with my grandmother at the time. And just went through, just overcame so many things in my life, and I was still going through. But 2018 was the hair salon video that so many other people, other millions, 10 plus millions. And right now the video, I'm guessing it accumulated almost 12 million views now. But it was unbelievable. Like, it wasn't planned. And like, she literally asked me if she could go live and if I could sing for her, because at the time she wasn't my hairstylist. I already had a hairstylist, which was my spiritual sister. We met from social media and we became connected, and her name is Waltisa Wright. So ever since then, we're still connected. We're connected by the blood. And so anything that's connected by the blood can never be separated unless the blood separates it. So she wasn't available at the time. She was on vacation. So I ended up inboxing the young lady by the name of Tweet, which done my hair. And that's how everything just happened. She asked me if I was singing. She was like, man, I've been a fan from day one. You just don't know, your music just inspires me. It literally brought deliverance to me. So, I'm just hearing the testimony, like, wow, really? And nobody wasn't even aware that I was still going through. I was just literally going through a divorce. I was literally going through people didn't even understand. I wanted to take my own life. But because of that song, hearing that song on the radio, it saved me. So, And that's why it is literally impactful to a lot of people, because of the pain that I was literally enduring and going through at the time. So that's what people hear. They hear the cry that I literally released to God and asking God for his help. Whatever you do, please don't take your hand away from me. Just give me you. That's all I desire. I don't want nothing else. I don't need nothing else. All I need is you. So that's how that video touched so many lives of people, because of the pain that I was literally enduring, and not even understanding that all the pain that I was going through, it was really for the people. It wasn't for me. I went through it. I had to endure it just for other people. So people don't understand, when we go through in life, you can't be you can't have the mindset thinking that you're just going through for yourself. We go through just for other people. We go through just so other people can get through and overcome their storms in life. So, we don't need to take it lightly. We don't need to take, things for granted. When God sends people in our life and he connects us, whether it's seasonal or eternal, we still supposed to honor and respect, not idolize, but respect those people, because we went through those storms and ups and downs just so you can have the freedom to walk through your life, the things that you are literally going through. So don't take it lightly. Yeah. For the things that God allow us to go through in our life. So that's how that video went viral. It wasn't so much of me getting my hair done. It was the pain that I literally was going through, and it captivated the minds of people, and it literally allowed things to flow the way that they did concerning people's lives. And that's
Give Me You. That was the song you were singing.
Yes, ma'am. And
I recall when I first heard that song with was it Shayna
Wilson?
Yes, and I took that. I mean, a lot of people can relate to that, but I'm telling you, when you really give up to God and say, God, I really, really need you, give me you, that it will become a part of you. And I watched that video, and I could tell, I mean, you were in a total zone. You were in a zone that you probably didn't even remember that you was in a hair shop. I don't know, but you went for it. And you're right. That's what grabbed the attention of the people, because they are able to relate. We could feel your pain as you were singing. And I'm sure, I mean, obviously it tests to over 10 million views, they could feel that pain. And that's how they were able to relate. But I mean, you were able to minister, like you said. And I don't know, many of you guys that are on here now, as she was talking, you probably probably ANet says that all the time. Your journey is not only for yourself, it's for others. Probably you'll learn from that, but it's for others, for them to see, that God can bring you through. And but thanks for sharing that. That was something. And you guys, you can go on YouTube. You can look up Dr. Quandra Banks. You will see that video, and you will understand what we're talking about on today. I don't want my interview to get pulled if I play it on today. Sometimes YouTube and all that can be a little bit funny, but but I want you guys to make sure you go and check that out, because I'm telling you, it is going to bless your soul. So having said all that and talking about that particular video, I do want to move into talking about your own personal experience with death. Can you share with us what that was all about, and how it even touched and changed your life?
Yes, ma'am. Well, March the 13th of 2019, that's why when you look up my music, you will see 313, The Awakening. 3 symbolized March. And then, of course, when I died, 13, 2019. So it was 313, The Awakening. That's when God awakened me. So I had a minor surgery done. And instead of the anesthesiologist finding a vein, the anesthesia went inside of my entire body, and it caused the inflammation to form in my body so much to the point it was foaming from my ears, my mouth, and my nose. And they had to literally drain so much of the inflammation in my body because it had caused my lungs to collapse, and it caused me to go in immediately a sudden cardiac arrest. So by that time, I don't remember this story. The story was told to me. Of course, I don't remember anything. But due to all that, I went through all that, had surgeries on top of surgeries on top of surgeries. I'm talking about them literally drawing all type of blood from me. Every 5 seconds, I was literally getting blood drawn from me. I was so weak. I could not eat anything. I could not talk. I could not walk. They literally told me that my memory would be lost. They told me my brain would not function the way that it's supposed to. They literally told me that everything was over. They pronounced me dead in the ambulance truck. I was gone. I was flatlined. But because of God's grace and mercy, and because he lives, he told death to behave. And that's where the title that God has literally given unto me for this event, December the 17th, because he lives, all things are possible. Because he lives, we have the tree of life. Because he lives, God literally can give us our heart's desire. Because he lives, everything that's owed to us and belongs to us, God can grant it unto us if we're righteous before him. Because he lives, I still have the opportunity to continue to worship and praise his holy name and give him all the honor and the glory and the praise, because it belongs to him. So through all this whole process of death, even before death, I always knew that I was on a mission for God. I always loved God. I always had his heart. He had my heart. I was always that servant who loved God so much to the point I gave my life to him. And when I gave my life to him, I became available. And he became available to me. He told me in the Bible, it talks about, if you abide in me, I will abide in you. And so that's how I live my life, with God abiding in me, because I made myself available to him, for him to use my life. Yeah, even through the mistakes, the ups and downs. Yeah, how can he get the glory if we're perfect? So everything that people see from the growth, all the things that people have literally saw me, even from 2017 all the way up to now, is nobody's hands but God. So I give God glory, man. Death, it was a lot. I went through a whole lot, even to the fact of them, when they was trying to revive me back, they ended up burning the tip of my heart. So I had to hold my right leg still for 3 hours. And if I would have moved my leg, I would have went paralyzed. So they had to take a laser to go into my heart to remove the burnt spot of what they done. But even through all that, I had to wear a heart monitor for 6 months, almost to a year. I had to recover 2.5 years plus. And it was just by the grace of God that I'm still here. And so that's why my mission is so sensitive and so severe. And I can't play. I will never play with my life or the life, of other people. That's why it's so important for me to really be in the will of God, and even speaking to his people. I refuse and will not contaminate his people. I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Ooh, and you on a mission. You are on a mission. Oh, so March 13th. What year was that again?
2019.
My. That wasn't that long. Well, right before COVID, really.
And that's crazy. Even after that, I am a COVID survivor. And even this year, I'm a COVID survivor. I had COVID, I want to say maybe about a month ago. Literally. And on top of, even during that surgery, everything that I went through in 2019 is so severe when it comes to sickness. Like, the enemy really tries to take me out concerning my lungs and the breathing and all that type of stuff, because of my previous history with, surgery and cardiac arrest and lungs collapsing. But God's hands is upon my life, and it's the anointing that destroys every yoke, every sickness, every bondage, every type of thing that the enemy tries to throw my way. So that's it is always about God.
It's always about God. I love it. But and I'm sure you've noticed this. You said that when the enemy attacks you, it's like it's attacking your respiratory and all of that. That's because of that voice. He's trying to take that voice away. trying to take that voice away. You're a prophet. You're a psalmist. You sing. You know, you're giving your voice to God. So he's trying to take that away from you. But God, but God. Tarsha, I see you over here, Instagram, Minister Corey. There's some other names on here. Theodore, thank you. I appreciate you. Listen, oh my God, they're saying praise God on here. You guys got to, you need to check her out. Cornelius, I see you. Minister Gloria, thanks so much for coming in. Elder Randy Glass, thank you. All right, Saints, y'all hear all this today? Beatrice, oh, isn't this is hot. Beatrice was like, make sure you tag me because I wanted to be in on this. I wanted to be in on this interview today. But my God, I just can't even imagine. And you said a lot of the things that you didn't even know they had to tell you about because you know, obviously were out of it, not conscious enough to even understand and know. Now,
Yep.
when you finally, when people were telling you, or maybe family, whoever it was telling you all that was going on, what went through your mind?
Well, the crazy thing about it was I was out of it. I was still out, man. It was like I was in a daze. It was like, is this really happening? I was out of it. When I tell you completely, I was out. And the way God done it to allow me to remember what I done and what I went through. God literally, even through the whole process of me recovering, I say maybe within a year's time, God took me into the hospital where everybody, so many people, all my fans, supporters was tagging me in this video of this young boy, this baby. And the baby was in school and he ended up catching a fever, and the fever would not go away. So it put him in a hospital and he was in a cardiac arrest. He was plugged up just how I was plugged up. And God literally took me on this journey for this little boy. And I saw myself laying in that bed. And so that's when a light bulb came on. Because before, I was out of it. I was still like, no, I didn't die. Didn't nothing happen to me. Like, y'all lying. Didn't nothing happen to me. I was literally, I was shocked. So God took me to the hospital with the little boy, and I saw me. And God began to allow me to pray for this young baby. And the Lord said, 7 days, you will see my resurrection power in his life. And I told the mom, I said, excuse me, I understand that you are the mother, but can you excuse us? Can you step out into the hallway? Because I'm very reminded of God. And I'm very sensitive when it comes to your faith level. Everybody doesn't have the same faith. So I needed God to move and do something suddenly on the behalf of this young fella's life. And so I asked the mother, I said, excuse me, but can you exit the room just for a minute? I need time with God. God, even though God already took me on this assignment, got in the room, began to start praying, began to start talking to God. And even in the midst of that, literally, his mother came back in, and I said, the Lord said, 7 days, you're going to see your son come out of what he's in. So day one came. I said, how is he? She said, well, they literally took off one machine. I said, okay, keep me posted. So the days went by. Day 6, the baby eyes came open. They started taking the machines off. Well, day 7 came. The baby was up out of the bed. She had a baby again. And that's why I've saw many lives come back to life again. And I also had to be the servant where I had to help transition other souls back to him, which was never easy for me.
Mm.
Through all that, through my life, through death, I know that God has given me healing power. And it's all because of him. All because of him. He gets the glory. I don't take no credit. I'm just willing. I just made myself willing, like anybody else can make themselves willing and understand that you must suffer for his name's sake. You got to go through. There's no way around it.
Mm.
Jesus suffered for us. He took the nails. He took the beating. God's son, his son, Jesus, for us. So we can have life and have it more abundantly. That's part of serving. That's a form of serving. That's a form of love. That's unconditional love. So understand, in our life, there's going to be people that's going to nail us to the cross.
Mm.
There's going to be people that's going to try to do all type of things with lies, with mimicking you, with all type of low rating you, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the blood, we still going to continue to stand and stand in victory, knowing that God already took everything, the beating, the bruising, all these things, just so we have life. So it's all.
You know, I'm just sit here to let you talk. I mean, I'm telling you, this is, I'm telling the Lord, I know the Lord is with you. I know he is. Oh my goodness. And I'm sure that that mother and the family members of that young man are so grateful for you following God's leading and doing what you did, even in praying, you know. Who knows, maybe they didn't have hope, before. But God knows, and God is so gracious, and he's so sweet. He cares about us. He really does. And
really.
I'm glad to know God. I just want to tell you that. Now that was a testimony. That was a testimony, and that's something that you can obviously you builded your mission upon. So talk about that a little bit for us. You know, going through that experience. I mean, you already said a little bit about it, but what did that like make you do next? You know, you said, okay, God, I see you. I see how you brought me out, and I see how you even allowed me to minister, to others. So what was in your mind your next step? What did God tell you to do?
It literally removed fear, because at the time I didn't have the confidence that I know I needed at the time. But now I step in full force of confidence that God has literally put in me. And I know for a fact that it was assignments that I had to complete. It wasn't no way around it. I had to complete, and not just so much of me completing the assignments, but I had to let the people know who God is, who his son is, like what he done for me. Because if it was not for him, man, I would not have nobody. There would be absolutely nobody, because men can be here today. They can love on us one day. Women can love on us one day and hate us the next day. Mm-hmm. But when you literally open up to someone who you can call your father, who you know for a fact that will never leave you nor forsake you, will always be there for you. And that's how I live my life. Even though I'm human like anybody else. Sometimes I feel like he don't be there. God, where you at? Be like, Lord, where you at? I'm not hearing you. Like, you silent. But even through the silence of him, he's moving. He already completing everything for me. And because I'm in that storm and in that moment of my life, it seemed like he didn't move, but he already done took care of it.
Already did.
Knew that I had to run.
Well, I guess it'll take much to get your attention, huh? That's what it's saying to me. And she's been running ever since.
Yeah.
But she was, I thank God, our experiences, I'm telling you, they will put things in perspective for us. They really will. And we'll understand it's not about us anyway. It's about God, and that he wants to work through us. So I'm grateful that you submitted to his will, because you're definitely blessing so many people that you may not even be ever be able to talk to, You're blessing people that see you and saw that one video of you in the hair salon or whatever. You may not ever be able to talk to them, but you've ministered to them and you've helped them. So I'm grateful again that you have listened to the voice of the Lord. And I'm grateful that he spared your life. I am. Let's see. Okay, we won't talk about negligence, doctors, and medical, whatever, but God, everything works together. All things work together. All right. So we know just that. So let's see, let me ask you now, has gospel music always been your passion?
Well, before the gospel, I was in the R&B world, meaning it was never nothing bad. It was inspirational then. I was just talking about what I was going through, relationships, and in my home with my family. So even with R&B, it was still inspiring. Like it was never nothing bad. Of course, I talked about, my club days and stuff like that because I was into club, but I wasn't. Only reason why I was in clubs like that because I love to dance, still love to dance. I still listen to R&B music. Of course, God ain't gonna get you for listening to that type of music. It's not what goes in a man that defiles him, but it's what comes out of him. So if R&B causes me to go out here and kill and do all this other stuff, then yeah, it's wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. But everybody have a strong mind, and my mind is always on God and what God is doing. So R&B, I done R&B, but I knew that I was a worshiper. I knew that was my foundation. Like that was never taken away from me. But of course, me being introduced to the people that I was around and things like that, they knew that I would always do music. But because the surrounding of the people, that was the direction that I was going in. It wasn't, my focus wasn't really doing the gospel music like that. Like I would listen to it, I would still sing it, but my focus was literally on that. But when God really, even before death, just life situations, being homeless, struggling and things like that, I knew if I did not surrender to my call, I would make my life more harder. And I got tired of that. I got to a place where I was tired, and I got tired of fighting with God. And I said, you know what? Here I am.
Yeah.
And so that's when things started transitioning and changing and transforming in my life. And here I am.
Here you are. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. You do always do your calling.
Yes, ma'am.
And again, we just thank God because many people they're still running. They're still running, from their calling, what God has told them to do, and maybe some have come back, did a little bit, and they like, okay, nope, can't do this, and go running again. But I'm
cut you off. I feel like as servants, it's our job to help them transfer over, not condemn them or look down on them, but it's our job to meet them right where they are. God met us right where we are. So it is important to show that same love. But sometimes, when people get all the way up there or positions and titles, they forget about where their life used to be. They forget you wasn't saved all your life. You're not perfect. We all make mistakes. So don't look down on somebody else that is a soul.
right.
It's a soul. And that's what we are capturing. We are capturing souls. We're not capturing the money. We're not capturing the fame. We're not capturing, the attention, but it's the souls.
Mm-hmm.
And that love conquers the multitude of many sin. So it's us showing them love is what gonna bring them to him.
That's right.
It's the feeling that let God do the work. You be willing and allow God to do his work. We can't overstep him. He bigger than us. He's wiser than us. We could never get it in our mind to think that we greater than God. No, could never. Because we're not.
She coming out the gates today, y'all. She is coming out the gates. Y'all, I hope y'all picking up what she putting down on today. This is good stuff right here. I love it. And I love your transparency and your honesty, even answering the questions. So let's talk about your latest project. and your latest project, musical project, should I say, because you got a lot of things going on, Turning Around for Me. And that was that just this year? Let me go back to it. Yeah, just this year, right?
August 6th on my birthday.
Okay, all right. All right, talk to us about Turning Around for Me.
Ooh, so God literally gave me that song when I literally started shifting. I started feeling myself being shifted to a higher place in him. And God gave me that song, and, you know, just looking at so many things happening, even me experiencing the loss of my uncle and my first cousin, which is a father and a son, them literally drowning in a lake, April the 10th of this year. I was literally getting ready to do a show, and I could not even perform due to the fact of that, receiving so many phone calls, and I knew something was going on just to hear that bad news that they didn't make it. So I knew then, you know, that it had to turn for me and my family, because we were so used to just taking losses after losses after loss. I'm talking about back to back, losing a loved one a month prior. I'm talking about it was back to back. And I said, you know what, Lord, it seemed like every time you elevate me, I lose somebody. And so that's how that song came about, Turning Around for Me. And I know that it applies. It'll help somebody else's life, because at the end of the day, we want God to turn our situation around, better days to come. And so that's how I've been living my life. Even now, better days has to happen for me. It has to turn for me. But I had to tell myself that it's turning around for me. I had to believe it, not, you know, just hearing it from other people. But if I didn't believe it for myself, then there ain't no way around it. I knew it wasn't going to take place because I didn't believe it. But I believe that it's going to turn around for me. And so that's the song that, you know, I literally look for other people to listen to, because it is something that everybody can literally relate to and be blessed by. So that's how it's turning around for me. Came about. Yes, ma'am.
I love that song too. I love it. And you guys, please, now where can they find your song?
You all can go to all digital outlets: Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, Tidal. It's literally all out. You can listen to it. Also, the video has dropped too as well. You can go to YouTube, Quandra Banks, and check the video out. We literally at the last time I checked, 15K within less than 5 days. So, you know, God is doing some amazing things. Just continue to share, download the single. It will bless your life. It will.
Hey, I'm actually, as you're talking, gonna pull this up so you guys can see her YouTube channel. Okay, just 9 days ago, 22,000.
Now 15.
I love it. So here is, you guys let me know if you can see this screen. Let me move this out the way. All right, so if you go to YouTube, guys, and Quandra Banks, Quandra, let's see here, Banks, Banks. So you see here, so I don't want you guys to miss it when you're going on YouTube. That's the reason why I'm showing this right now. And, you know, she has all her videos up here, but then this latest one that was uploaded 9 days ago, this is the video for her latest single, Turning Around for Me. Now, I need to listen to that. I didn't know it was up, but I'm going to make sure that I look at that as well. Oh, I should have, right next to it was the video that we were just talking about, guys, with her in the hair salon. That has 5.8 million views now. Oh my goodness, girl. Woo, Lord Jesus. And that was 4 years ago, I said? Okay.
Well, that's a different video. So that actually video went viral on every individual page that shared that page.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's just one of the videos, 5.8. And then another video, I think it was at 11 point something, almost 12. And then, of course, I got other viral videos out as well.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah, go to YouTube, guys. And she also has a website as well. That's your name, correct?
It's www.quandrabanks.com. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to make sure, before or maybe even after we exit on today, that the website is placed in the comment section. So you guys can make sure you follow her. You will not be disappointed. Oh my goodness. Make sure you guys download the song. You will definitely be blessed by it. And I'm telling you, you do not want to sleep on this woman of God. I'm going to allow her to talk about her other projects that she has been working on. She's got one special one that's coming up. I said at the beginning, she's doing it, you guys, and she's not trying to make a big name for herself, although it is happening. But you can tell that she really wants God to be glorified in her life, through her life. She wants, you all to be blessed. And as you were talking about your experience, even your own death experience of the death, in your family members, I couldn't help but to think, and you guys know where I'm getting ready to go right now. I just wrote a book, and the title of it is Surviving a Silenced Heartbeat. And it talks about dealing with grief and everything. I give my own personal experience, but I see how I can understand what you mean in terms of making sure that you are putting out to the people what they need to be able to get beyond, the life's trials and tests, whether it is, something they're grieving over. You talked about divorce, in your life. Various things that we could be dealing with, that we could be grieving over. But it's important for us all to know that God is there. He's going to help us, and we can make it through. We can survive. We can make this. So again, you have this project coming up. Can you talk to us about this and what all these stars you have coming out?
So I'm actually, I have an event December the 17th. Not only do I sing, I was just telling the woman of God, I create my own events. God give me the vision, and he give me titles and things like that. And he give me the people that needs to come together to make this event what it is. So of course, any events that I have is going to include worship. Why? Because that's our foundation. He created us to be worshipers. So the title of this event is Because He Lives. It's December the 17th. Also, I have special guests by the name of Pastor Terrell Rogers and Men of Destiny. They are literally out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Also, I have Pastor Lachey Knox. I have Pastor Octavius Miller. I have Pastor Dunk. I have Psalmist Alexis Spite. I have Chosen Purpose, which is a new artist. Minister Bernard Moore. I have Duke the Singer, which is another new artist. So God just literally gave me this worship celebration, and it's $25 for the admission, $60 for VIP. Also, we will be selling plates, $12. Not only that, we will be giving back to 5 to 10 families, or however many God allows us to bless. So it's just not so much of, money. So many people talk about, well, how is it you want to have a worship experience, but yet you charging the people? Common sense. We should know. And we should have that it takes money to purchase things, to pay for other people building and things like that. And shout out to Pastor Elrod, Pastor John. He actually literally gave me access to his building to have this event there, so I give honor to God. And he literally came to me. He said, God literally told me about you and told me to just help. How can I serve you? And he told me that if I serve you, that he will take care of all of my needs. So here I am. I'm here to do whatever your heart's desire for God's people, because I understand your heart is pure. He created your heart, and it is kingdom that you are doing. So I give honor to God and everything that God is doing. You can also go to the website to purchase your tickets. Also, if you are a vendor, if you would like to be a vendor, you have a business that you would like to, put out there, we have vendor spots available. We have few vendor spots available. So go ahead and get your tickets. $25 is the admission. And I'm telling you, we're going up in Christ.
Beautiful. I am going to show this screen. Let me see if you guys can see this. Yeah, you should be able to see it. All right, so on her website, QuandraBanks.com, Because He Lives concert, she has various tabs, but Because He Lives concert, December 17th, Atlanta, Georgia, guys. I love Atlanta. All right, so these are the individuals that she just named who are going to be guests there. Special guest, Pastor Terrell Rogers and Men of Destiny, featuring Dr. Quandra Banks, Psalmist Alexis Spite, Prophet Octavius Miller, Pastor Dunk, Psalmist Lasha, is that right, Knox?
Knox.
Okay.
Mhm.
Lachey, is it Lachey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry. Artist Chosen Purpose and artist Duke the Singer. This is December 17th at the Third Church, and she just gave recognition to the pastor of that church. So $25 admission, $10 virtual. Okay, guys, we can do virtual if you're not in Atlanta. I love this. Okay. Let's see here. So go to her website again. Let me allow the, I hope I'm doing this right. Allow the Instagram audience to be able to see it as well. But yes, make sure you go to her website and you will find out more information. All right, guys. Okay, this has been tremendous. And you got a lot of stuff going on though. That's not the only thing, right? Anything else you want to share with us?
Just other events you all will see on my page. I literally just got back in from Houston, Texas. Had interviews down there. I was with the lovely Amanda Sapp. Also, I was with AV. I'm not sure if you all may know Amanda Sapp 102.5, and I think AV is 90. It's so many of them, y'all. 92.1 or something like that. So yes, so it's so many to keep count. But I just thank God for the opportunities and the open doors when you're humble and when you are in a place of keeping Him first. I promise you, He'll blow your mind. And that's what's going on in my mind each and every single day.
I love it. I love it. I love your submission to God and your willingness to continue to do His work. And I really bid you Godspeed. And I'm praying that, God will just continue to work through you. And
Amen.
You will, go according to what He's telling you to do. Because again, you are blessing so many souls. Guys, at the bottom of Facebook, I am pinning her website for you. I've already done it on Instagram, and I'll make sure that YouTube has it as well. Because I don't want you guys to miss anything. And let's see, I'm going to make sure I have all my questions asked. I know we have a limited amount of time today, but one last question I did want to ask you, well, actually two. In terms of, the whole world was really shut down with COVID. I know you went through the experience in 2019, but did COVID affect your ministry, whether it was the singing? I'm sure it affected the planning, because you probably couldn't. All right, so let's see if she can come back in. I think we had a little technical difficulty there. But guys, this is tremendous. Make sure you guys, and some of you may know her. I don't know if you know Dr. Quandra Banks. If you do not know her, you should know her by now. After listening to her on today, make sure you go to her website. You can also go to YouTube. She's on YouTube as well, Quandra Banks. And her website is QuandraBanks.com. But this has been great. Enjoyed every moment. I think she's coming back in here. Let's see. All right. So we have her set up as we're ending. You probably need to turn it. You're a little sideways right now. Okay, all right.
That old enemy.
I tell you, don't worry about it. I understand. That's okay. He don't know how to play cards anyway, because we got
Now, what are you asking?
The majority of it is. I think I was asking you about how did COVID affect your ministry while we were going through the times of it?
It really affected them pockets, honey. It affected me in a way where, well, I'm not going to say it affected my ministry. Let me not say that, God, please forgive me. It increased my ministry. So instead of me going down, I went up because I was already in a place of down. So I went up. And because of that, you know, God started enlarging my territory. God started opening up doors. And that was more time that I was spending with him concerning my life and concerning business. God was literally importing ideas on the inside of me. And I was literally bringing all these things together. And what's crazy is God literally gave me my conference, which is the WOW experience, the weapon of weeping. And we literally just done that this past year. So God was just giving me so many ideas and it was amazing. It was amazing. So I went up instead of down.
I love it. I love it. You know, you capitalize on that, and that's important because that's what God wants to make sure that we do. He did not want us to go down. You said,
Right.
I love it. Somebody saying, yeah, it makes us more grateful. Yeah, I agree. I would agree. All right, this is great. So my last question, and then we're going to end on today. In these challenging times that we're in, and you talked about it already, but maybe something else you may want to add, kind of message that you want to send out or continue to send out to the people through your music and or through your events. What would that be?
It would be keep God first. I'm going to always say that. That's always going to be my number one answer. Keep God first. Be who we want others to see. Be the change. Not only that, I'm going to tell you something what, you know, a lot of people talk about it, but it's so true because I literally did this. I went through this, you know, literally dealing with the fact of being in famine, but I sowed my way out of famine. And God literally honored every seed that I planted from years ago. And it has opened up doors for me. And I done with a cheerful spirit. So, you know, me sowing seeds and laboring and serving other people is what opened up the door and causing my life to be blessed tremendously, the overflow. So, and when I say the overflow, I'm not just talking about finances. We don't want overflow financially. You want the overflow mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'm telling you, you want it in every aspect of your life. So God will grant that unto you.
Yeah.
So I would say just keep him first. Keep him first. Have a prayer for life. Submit yourself to him. Give your heart to him. Give your desires. Give everything to him. And I promise you, he will make a way for you.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. I love it. Listen, I'm in the Midwest. Are you coming to the Midwest anytime soon? Doing any concerts, anything coming up?
We just got to make that happen.
All right. All right.
I love to come. I would love to.
Okay. All right. But we will. We are hopefully that will make a connection and be able to get you here. Maybe do some concerts or something because we love praise and worship. We love gospel music here as well. And I'm telling you, your ministry itself is a blessing. It is a blessing to so many people. I encourage you to continue on. You sound like you fired up to continue on, but I'm just encouraging you to keep on going. Don't stop. Don't stop. And, you know, I just bid you Godspeed and pray that God will continue to give you strength to be able to minister to so many others. This has been great. I have just enjoyed every moment of it. And we have to have you back when you get a chance. And I know you're big. I know you're big and you're blowing up, but hopefully we can have you back at some point. Maybe talk about some more projects, other things that you have going on. Just to alert the people so they'll know and understand and continue to follow you as well. So thank you again for being my guest on today. I appreciate you.
God bless you. Thank you.
God bless. All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys, that is great. Again, make sure you go to QuandraBanks.com, her website, to be able to keep up with her, to follow her. She's also on YouTube. She's got so many views on YouTube. She has so many subscribers. go ahead and just click subscribe to her channel as well, so that you won't miss it. And you need to get that single. Go ahead and download her single, Turning Around for Me. That's her latest single. And you will not be disappointed. I'm just going to tell you the truth there. All right, guys, I again want to appreciate all of you for joining me on today. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. If I didn't call your name on today, please charge it to my head, not my heart. Janice, I see you. Cornelius, I hope that I called your name, but thank you for joining us on today. Oh, Beatrice, yeah, she is amazing. I've already started following her, but I will continue to. But thanks for joining us on today, Beatrice, and all of you for your comments and just saying hello to us on today. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks again, Earl over at Intellectual Radio, for your help on today, for making sure that we are up and everyone has been blessed. I've heard everyone has been blessed on today. So we do have health and wellness on next week. So I want you guys to take a look at this promo for next week. Make sure you join us again at 12 noon Central Standard Time on next week, so that you can hear from Dr. Shirley Hill. We have a great subject on the next session of Get Caught in a Net.
Get caught in a net with ANet. For your mind, body, and soul. Get caught in a net with ANet. It's your intellectual radio show, here to inspire you and encourage you to be your very best. Get caught in a net with ANet.
We'll see you next week, okay? Make sure you guys are still being safe. Wash your hands. Wear your mask when you need to, all right? Be safe, be safe. We'll see you next week. And if you have not gotten your copy of SASH, make sure you guys go to Amazon.com. Look for Surviving a Silenced Heartbeat, written by yours truly, ANet Harris. Also, you can go to Barnes & Noble online and look for the book. You can purchase it there, or you could go to the book's website, GCIANET.com, and you can purchase as many books as you desire. I do ask that once you purchase your book, you receive your book, you read your book, that you leave me a kind review on Amazon. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Do what you need to do to stay safe. I love you guys so much. Peace.